You hear it all the time, right? AI trading robots. The media just loves this idea of some algorithm that automatically buys and sells stocks for you, promising to make you rich while you sleep. But I need to be crystal clear from the get-go. That is not what this is about. That's a fantasy. This is reality.
So let's just get this straight. For the rest of this explainer, we are living entirely on the right side of this slide. We're talking about reality. This is all about using AI to build discipline to create a structure for long-term growth. It has nothing to do with hype or automatic trading. It's about a new way to think more clearly about your own investments. For anyone who's new here, I'm a long-term investor based in the UK. I manage a real portfolio, and this is my real goal. I started with £75,000, and I have a very clear, very pragmatic goal of growing it to 1 million. Now, that number isn't about bragging, it's about having a North Star. The real focus, the thing that actually matters, is the process and the behavior it takes to even get close to a goal like that.
So, whenever I say AI, I want you to picture this, a thinking partner. It's not some magic 8-ball that's going to pick the next hot stock. Not at all. It's my research assistant, and its real power isn't just in finding information, it's in structuring it. It helps me cut through all the noise and make sure my decisions are calm and clear. It's there to make my own thinking better, not to replace it.
And believe me, the main reason I even need a partner like this is to fight the single biggest enemy that every single long-term investor faces: noise.
And this just hits the nail on the head. You know, a market crash is an event. It happens. But the real enemy, the one you fight day in and day out, is internal. It's how we react to the constant fire hose of headlines, social media chatter, and conflicting news. That feeling of being overwhelmed, that's what pushes us to make terrible, emotional decisions. Oh, I know this feeling well. The old me was completely driven by it. I'll never forget this one time a company I really believed in, a core holding, dropped about 5% in one day. And my stomach just dropped. I panicked. I was sure I'd missed some catastrophic news. I started doom scrolling on social media, saw all the fear, and I hit the sell button. And you know what happened, right? Of course you do. A week later, the stock bounced right back. I sold at the bottom, purely out of fear. That was a real turning point for me. It's what forced me to build a system so I could become the new me, disciplined, calm, and guided by a process, not by my gut reaction. So let's take a look at how that system actually works. The solution I finally landed on is, well, it's surprisingly simple. It's just a 3-step system that I use for every single significant decision, and it's designed to do one thing: turn all that overwhelming noise into something I can actually use, actionable clarity. And here it is: define, ask, act. That's it. This is the mantra. It's a simple, repeatable framework that I run every single time I feel that emotional pull or that sense of uncertainty. It's what injects discipline right into the heart of the process. Okay, step 1 is honestly the most important part of the whole thing. I literally force myself to define the decision in one single, clear sentence. You see, if you ask a vague question like, "Is this a good stock to buy?" you're going to get a useless, vague answer. But a clear question like one of these, it focuses the entire analysis. It becomes the anchor for everything else. So once I have that anchor, I move to step 2, asking much better questions. This is where my AI thinking partner really shines. I don't just say, "Hey, tell me about this company." That's a total waste of time. I give it specific, structured instructions, like a boss briefing a top analyst. I ask for things like non-obvious risks, regulatory comparisons, or emerging threats. And here's the crucial bit. The goal isn't to get back a generic summary you could find on Wikipedia. The goal is to get structured data. I want a list of pros and cons, a comparison table, a risk analysis. This synthesized information gives me the unbiased arguments I need to move on to the final step. Okay, so theory is great, but let's make this real. Let's walk through exactly how the system works in practice, using that classic scenario that used to give me so much anxiety: a sudden, sharp drop in one of my favorite stocks. So imagine this. Your stock is down 10%. Ouch. The old me, over on the left, that pit forms in my stomach, I'm immediately on social media, soaking up all the panic, and I probably sell right at the bottom. But the new me, on the right, does something completely different. I don't react. I engage the system. First thing I do, step 1, I define the decision. I write down this exact question. And right away, this one question changes everything. It reframes the situation from an emotional crisis into a simple analytical problem. It forces me to think about my long-term strategy, not just the scary red number on the screen. Next, I turn to my AI partner and ask a super targeted question. Notice I'm not just asking, why did the stock fall? That's too simple. I'm asking it to analyze the reasons, sort them into categories, and, here's the killer part, check them against my original investment thesis. Does any of this news actually break the reason I bought this company in the first place? The AI might come back and tell me the drop was because of broad market fear and had nothing to do with the company. My thesis is still intact. So now, for the final step, step 3, I create clear options for myself. And this forces me to stare the trade-offs right in the face. The decision is no longer about panic. It's a structured risk assessment. I can hold, I can trim, or I could even buy more, but I'm fully aware of what I'm risking with each choice. Now, this system is incredibly powerful, which leads me to what is, without a doubt, the most important part of this whole conversation. You have to understand that this is a tool. It is not a magic oracle.
And I really have to be absolutely 100% clear on this. Nothing I've shown you is regulated financial advice. Using this system doesn't guarantee you'll make money. At the end of the day, you and only you are responsible for your own decisions.
You know that old saying from the early days of computers? Garbage in, garbage out? Well, it has never been more true than it is with AI. The quality of the analysis you get back is completely 100% dependent on the quality of the questions you ask it. If you ask lazy, generic questions, you will get lazy, generic, and useless answers.
The best way to think about this system is like this. It provides analytical scaffolding. It helps you build a strong logical structure around your decision-making. But it does not, and it never ever should, replace your own critical thinking and your own final judgment. So, if you're feeling that sense of overwhelm from all the market noise, here's the blueprint. It's this simple. 1, define your decision in one clear sentence. 2, ask specific, targeted questions. And 3, act on clear options where you fully understand the trade-offs. It's the structure that brings the calm.
So I'll leave you with a question to chew on. What's a tough decision or a nagging worry that's on your mind with your portfolio right now? Just think about it. How could you apply this 3-step framework to turn that anxiety into a clear, structured plan? It's a really powerful shift in mindset. Thanks for listening.